Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy Big Mage, Major in the building of Major Level Entertainment. I am your host, Big Major, Uncle Mage, whatever you want to call me. You know how he does it. Um, Tonight's show is not a pull-up show. This is just a monologue, single solitary show. For those of you that do pull up, you can pull up to the chat. You can leave comments, and I'll be happy to answer your questions. There's nobody down in the chat right now to tell me if I'm clear or not, but I'm hoping that I'm bringing this broadcast to you clear and you can fully understand. So, as you know, as the title says, tonight I'm talking about we're going to learn the 8 types of love. And the reason why I want to bring that up is kind of something based upon what my mother um wanted to do when she was alive, where she kind of spoke a lot, but she didn't do it in the YouTube arena and stuff like that. But she would often talk to her clients with the type of work that she did. She would talk to her clients about the different types of love because people think love is one thing, this or that. And love is actually more than a word, it's an action. So I definitely want people to understand and learn the different types of love, and then you can kind of determine if those things fit you. You know, if they fit the criteria of your relationship. And if you don't know them, now you will know them and then get an understanding of 'em, and then you'll be able to apply it to your life or see if it fits your life, your lifestyle. And then also, if you're lacking in some type of love, whatever the case may be, then knowing the type of love that you might share with your partner is paramount toward having a successful relationship. Now, yesterday, if you listened to my show yesterday, I talked about commitments and communication in relationships, things like that. So feel free to go check out that show and any other show on my channel. I do more than sports. I do different talks, and this is along my relationship series. Uh, this is going to be a part of the um, conversation I had yesterday. So this is almost like a part two, so to speak. So I'm gonna basically be monologuing the whole show, and if you guys want to ask questions in the comments, feel free to do it. Hit that cash app $ dark D prime one, dark D prime one. You don't have to, but it's just what I'm saying, a disclaimer for me to put up there. Okay, this will not be a pull up show, but feel free to ask your comments, your questions and comments in the chat. But y'all getting ready to learn something, so hold on to your horses and buckle your seatbelts because we're about to go on a ride. Salute Laker Girl. Thank you for showing up and listening in. Um, Please go subscribe to Laker Girl 36 channel. She has a channel. She has sports content over there. And if you want to check out the sports content, please go ahead and do so. Laker Girl. That's Laker Girl. YouTube channel. Subscribe now. Subscribe at Major Level Entertainment. Shout out to my brother that's not here, Lakers in 5. Please go subscribe to his channel, like, share his content, and keep our platforms going and growing. All right. So here we go. Let's get started. Now, there are 8 main types of love, but let's get into what does love really mean. Well, according to clinical psychologist Christina Hallett, whose research has defined 2 major types of interpersonal love. That would be a passionate love, which is what we think of as romantic love. Passionate. You're passionate towards something. It's got to be toward something or someone. So it's known as a romantic love, love involving attraction, sexual desire, um, and then attachment. So you got compassion, love, and attachment type love, and that's love that's known as a compassionate love. Um, a compassionate love, which can be between caregivers and children, between long-term romantic partners, and deeply bonded relationships. You know what I'm saying? She says, we can certainly love people in a multitude of ways and often do. But when you think of the different Greek words for love and their definite their definitions and their meanings, it's possible to see how these connect to a greater category of passionate and compassionate love. So that's just understanding love. And just to go off of what I know about love, you do, I know, and I want you all to know that love is not just a word. Of course, it's a word, it's in the dictionary. You can look it up, you can study the etymology of love, but love is an action. It's an action. For instance, let me give you an example. You can say, I can say, I love you. Okay. I can say I love you, but never show you that I love you. I can say it with my mouth because that's the easiest thing to do. But for me to show you that I love you, that would mean me putting in the work, committing time to you, committing, giving energy and investing in you. That's showing love. Now, what's more important, showing love or hearing love? The most important thing is showing love because, like I said, you can tell anybody you love it. You can say, I love my pit bull. I love my hamster. I love this. I love that. But how you show it and how you convey the love is the most important thing in the world. And how you are able to convey and show love, that sets apart the people who say that they love you from the people who show that they love you. You understand what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. Those are the differences between showing and just saying it. Yeah, that there goes my guy, Lewis. Shout out to Lewis for showing up, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I know, I know our brother got something going over there on his channel, man. So I'm keeping it quick. This is a monologue show. So y'all just sit back, listen in tight. No pull-ups tonight. Listen in, learn something, learn the different types of love there is, because a lot of people don't know the different types of love. Okay. So let's get into it, y'all. There are eight main types of love. Eight main types of love. I've studied this throughout my life, dealing with my mother, who was what I'm saying, she was a marriage counselor, behavioral counselor. Whatever, whenever there was something another human needed, my mother was that. She was, she was a counselor. She was counselor to everybody. That's just what she did for her. That was her life's passion. Um, psychology major and all of that stuff. And I would sit up under her and I would learn these things and get this knowledge and have it in my head. And she always taught me the eight types of love. We always started with just one type coming up as a kid. I love you, I love you, I love you. But it's so much deeper than that. And we're about to delve into it tonight in this 30 to 45-minute long. Uh, Sit back. If you don't drink, get some ginger ale, water, some milk, whatever it is that you are partaking in, and listen to Uncle Major spit this knowledge. Here we go. Okay, so the first type of love we have is an eros. Eros love. That is Eros. Now, eros is the Greek word. Now, we all know, according to Greek mythology or whatever, who Eros was. Eros is another word for Cupid. You know, Cupid, the little baby angel, little wings, little chubby little angel. He shoot the arrow and two people fall in love. Well, that's where the name Eros comes from. It's a Greek word. And Eros basically is a passionate love. That's a passionate love. That's the love that you have in, different stages of a relationship. It's in a relationship. And Eros is all about romance. It's all about passion. It's all about attraction. It describes the intoxicating, thrilling emotions that the initial stages of a relationship can induce. So Eros love is the initial stages of a relationship. Have a passion love for somebody. You have to be drawn to somebody. You know what I'm saying? It's exciting because in order to be drawn to somebody, you have to exhibit an Eros love. So Eros, Eros. Eros love is a passionate love. So that's love number one. And here's a tip for when using Eros love or when Eros love. We each other to another type of love, or it can fade away. So Eros love is basically the very foundation of love. You know what I'm saying? You have to feel some type of compassion and passion towards someone in order for it to, in order for it to grow to another love. So Eros is the very basic type of love. It's a basic passion type of love. So The next one would be pragma. You probably heard of the name pragmatic or the word pragmatic. Well, pragma basically means practical. It's in Greek terminology. And it's a Greek word. It's a very, very old word. And pragma basically is an enduring love. Now, let me explain an enduring love because you all be enduring. No, prag- pragmatic love or practical love is kind of like the love that's referenced in, that's grounded in duty, commitment to something, practicality, something. For instance, um, it's in your mind. It's innately to care for a long time, whatever the case may be. You might be a high school sweetheart, somebody you came up with, you guys end up getting married or whatever the case may be. Just using it as an example, because not all enduring love ends when it ends in marriage. So you're looking at a practical love. Stands the test of time. You see with people who've grown old with each other, who it accomplishing time immemorial love. It's a love that's tested on love. So that's what pragmatic love is, or pragma love is. So pragma, that's a Greek word for pragmatic. You know what I'm saying, or practical. So when you think of pragmatic, pragma, you're thinking of practical, a practical love. Um, a tip for dealing with a pragma type of love. Pragma love, pretty much when you're dealing with an initial rush of an attraction, when you first meet somebody, um, it frequently stabilizes over time. You know what I'm saying? At first, the attraction is great, it's fresh, it's new. You know what I'm saying? It's moving fast. Then after a while, it kind of not fizzles out, but it stabilizes. It's not so rushy. Everything is it slows down and it becomes more of a steady love. Practical is very steady and grounded. You know, now partners can work together to communicate honestly, to recognize the deeper feelings of the connection and a passionate love. So when you're dealing with a pragma love, you got to work with your partner and just endure that love. Whatever you're going through, you have to endure it. You know what I'm saying? It's one person may feel or show love more than the other. And then that other over time will say, you know what? I really do love this person. That's a pragma love. It's a gradual, enduring love. Pragma. So that's number two. That's the number two love. I got this in my notes because I wanted to, make it clear that every time I do the love and I explain it, it becomes I can give a tip for how to use it. Okay. Now, Ludus love. Ludus love is a love that a lot of people haven't heard of, but Ludus, that's Ludus. Ludus, that is a Greek word, another Greek word. And that pretty much means a playful love. So when you're dealing with a Ludus love, Ludus, it's like flirtatious. You know what I'm saying? When you flirt with somebody, you flirt with each other, you crushing on each other, whatever. That's a Ludus. It can like linger on lust, but not all the way, because sometimes there might lust involves sexual intent, but ludus type love may not involve that. It may be like a shy, innocent, like childlike love. Hey, like you stop, oh you stop, or you hang up the phone. No, you hang up first. That's a ludus type of love. And you could be in a full sustaining relationship. You could be in a whole married relationship and still have that playful type of love. You know what I'm saying? But it's gonna all come together in the end. So a ludus type of love is just like a playful, flirtatious type of love. Now, a tip for ludus type of love. Remember, all your crushes don't need to get serious or pan out into a full-blown relationship. Sometimes it's just great pleasure and just enjoying the person's, just the flirtation situation of it all. Now, if you are in a relationship with somebody, of course, you want to show that playful love toward that person, that ludus type of love toward that person. You don't want to do it with somebody else, you know what I'm saying? Because then it's emotionally cheating and all of that stuff. So ludus, that's a playful type of love. That's love. That's number three on my list. Number four on my list that I got in my notes is an agape love. Now, those of you who know, who understand the word of God a little bit, or who are religious or spiritual, you understand or have heard the word agape. Well, agape, my mother described it as a godly love. And agape is a Greek word, and it actually means God's love or the love of God. So agape, the love of God in Greek terminology. Um, but it is referring to a universal love. God is universal. He's omnipotent, omniscient, omnipresent. You know what I'm saying? He's everywhere. He's everywhere at once. It's his love is universal. His love for his creation, us, his children, is universal. That is a godly love. Agape is an unconditional love or a godly love in a sense. It is a selfless love. When you're dealing with agape, agape is something that you do something you don't even, you're not even thinking about yourself. You know what I'm saying? You're doing something out of, because it's just innately sketched in you to do it. And God does. He cares for us each and every day. So that agape, that's a universal love or a godly love. Now, when you're dealing with agape, a tip for agape, um, practice loving kindness meditation. You know what I mean? Lean into your work and allow yourself uh something platform for you to give back to people. Be selfless. Go out there. It's like a random act of kindness. You know what I'm saying? Go out there and do something selfless for somebody, just for the heck of it. That's what agape is. God, what he do, he blesses just for the heck of it. We don't even have to ask him. Sometimes he just do it. And that's agape. And it is possible for a human to have agape type of love. We've had human beings walk the planet that had that almost God-like aura. I'm not saying that they're God, but they had that agape love. And agape is the strongest form of love that you're going to hear tonight of all the 8 loves. So remember, agape love. Agape love is a godly or universal love. Now we getting deep. Now, this is how I wrote it down in my notes. Philia. Now, I'm pretty sure you guys have heard of the word philia before at the end of other words like pedophilia and things like that. Philia. That's a bad word, of course. Nobody wants to hear that word. But that word philia, that's another Greek word. Philia, you can kind of know where I'm going with that. Philia is a Greek word basically for deep friendship. That's what philia means. It's deep, it's long lasting, it's platonic, it's an admiration of something. You know what I mean? It's an admiration of something, a long standing, long lasting, deep admiration of something. You know what I'm saying? So philia, that is Philia, philia. That's a deep, long lasting friendship type of love, or a feeling of admiration toward a person. Now, you can also have that love toward somebody that you're with. So, salute H. Davis, salute, man. Thank you for showing up. So, the philia type of love, that's another type of love. Now, that love kind of lingers. It's starting to get into lust and obsession. So we're gonna get deep into that. Now, when it comes now, a tip for filial love is spending quality time with your closest friends and get vulnerable in a way that you might not usually be. Letting them know how much you mean to them or how much they mean to you, and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? How much you should mean to them. And that is a philia. That's when it's used the right way. You know what I'm saying? That's when it's used the right way. When it's used in another way, like the other philias we know about, where that suffix is on the end of another word, then we don't like that. Like pedophilia is a bad word, nasty word. So we don't deal with that. But philia is a type of love. So that is number 5. Philautia. Philautia. That's Philautia. This is next on my list because I got all the stuff written down, writing it down. Philautia is a self-love. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing. You're supposed to have self-love, self-confidence. It's very important for your self-esteem to be healthy, because if your self-esteem is healthy, then you can better deal with people in the real world out there. If your self-esteem is not right, how can you deal with anyone else, and how can you expect someone to respect you if you don't even respect yourself or love yourself? So that's the good part of philautia, self-love. The bad part is when it borders on narcissism, or if it borders on egotism, when you start to believe that, you know, you're the most important person in the world. Nobody else is important. That's narcissism. So be very careful with philautia, because philautia is a word that can border on narcissism, haughtiness, egotism, and things like that, cockiness, overconfidence, and things like that. You believe that no one else is important in your life but you. So be careful with philautia. Philautia, when dealing with that, in order to not go overboard or go into narcissism, pamper yourself. Do self-care activities, meditation, artwork. You take a walk on the beach. You spend a little bit of time in peace, to recharge your batteries. Have a healthy love of yourself. Practice ways of self-love that doesn't offend anyone, that doesn't make it seem like you're looking down on anyone or things like that. So meditation, taking time to get space, recharging your batteries. It's okay for each one of us to get space as human beings. We do need to recharge ourselves, our brain cells and our heart cells. So philaudia can be a wonderful thing if you know how to use it correctly, if you know how to display it correctly, the self-love correctly. So philaudia is self-love. That's another Greek word. All these words of love are Greek words. Just want you to know the etymology of them, the origin of them is Greek in origin. Okay, number 7 on my list is a familial love. Now, this is the love that we should all have, especially if you have children. If you have children, brothers, sisters, mother, father, whoever, whatever case may be. That is a familial love, and it's called storge, or storge. Now, it depends on where you are in the world. They'll pronounce it differently, but in America, we will pronounce it storge. So storge, STORGE, is a familial type of love. That's the love that you share with family and close friends from childhood. This is not just regular friends you meet tomorrow, or that you're going to meet tomorrow, or that you met yesterday. I'm talking about people who intimately know who you are, your family, your friends from childhood, people you grew up with. Um, Star J type of love is the type of love that it's a familial love. It's a bond between that's reinforced by blood. It's reinforced by the memories you share with friends that you grew up with and things like that. Um, there's a reason why people say friends are family you choose. There's a reason for that. Friends are family that you choose. You don't choose your family, and whether you actually like your family members or not, many people often do love them instinctually. So excuse me, y'all. Had to stop for a second. Storage is a compassion. It's a compassionate, protective, um, uh, and it's deep rooted in memory. That's what storage is. It's a familial love, family, friends that are like family. We all have friends that are like family. You ever had somebody that was so close to you, they closer than a brother, closer than a sister, or close like a brother, or close like a sister. That's a familial type of love. Like how some people would call me uncle, even though I'm not their blood uncle. Well, that would show a familial love to me, or a storage type love to me. So a tip for storage when dealing with storage, um, work on strengthening your relationships with your family members. If those who you're not close to, get close to them. It's not going to happen overnight, but with everything you have to put in the work. And if you have any past grievances with that person, forgive them. Like I said, it's not going to work overnight, but forgive them and then move forward. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so that's basically to deal with a surgery type of. So there it is. And let's go on to the next one on our list. The last type of love and the most dangerous kind of love. Hey, hold on, y'all. Come on. Yeah, mania. Believe it or not, mania is a form of love. Believe it or not, and mania is exactly what it sounds like. Mania. It's manic, something that is out of control almost. So look at it. So mania is an obsessive love. Yep, you figured it out. Mania is obsessive. It's out of control. It's uncontrollable, and it kind of lingers toward lust. the lust side of love. You know what I mean? So with when you're dealing with mania, you're dealing with an obsessive type of love, and it can go several different ways. It can go toxic relationship, codependent relationship. That's a form of mania. When someone's codependent on you, it's like they almost can't do anything without you. They're like cooped up with you all the time. They working towards you. That's a codependent relationship, and it's also toxic at the same time because that person it's not good to smother, or it's not healthy to smother anyone. And a mania or a maniac or a manic type of love smothers someone. It doesn't give them a chance to be an individual, and it doesn't give the person who's presenting the mania type love, the obsessive love, a chance to be uh to be independent themselves. So a mania, that's a very, very dangerous type of love. Now, it's important to know that when you're dealing with any of those manic patterns of love, the possessive or the so when you're dealing with a manic type of love, when you're dealing with that, you're dealing with a possessive or a codependent behavior in someone. Um, you gotta like get down to the bottom of what might be causing their insecurities, what might be causing them to cling. Now, if you can get down to the bottom of that, if it's something on the surface, something that you can see, that you can sit down and talk to the significant other about, then you may be able to fix them from their mania. You may be able to kind of almost cure them from it. But if it's something that's embedded in them from childhood, and it's like a traumatic from a traumatic experience, something that had nothing to do with you, you can't fix or repair that hole that was already there before you came into their lives. So if they already got something that they're dealing with, they would have to deal with that on themselves, and put themselves back together so that when they come and get into a healthy relationship, they can come to their significant other whole, and then they can work on maintaining happiness. So be careful with mania, that type of love. That's not a good. It can be dangerous. So those are the 8 different types of love. Now, there is love combinations. There's love that you can put together. And it's important, and it's important to feel like you can put those combinations of love together with different types of love to, for different type of people that you might deal with throughout your life. Family, friends, loved ones, whatever the case may be, animals, whatever the case may be. You could take an eros and a pragma type of love. You can those two go hand in hand. A ludus and an eros type love go hand in hand. Philia and agape can go hand in hand. Philautia and agape can go hand in hand. Mania and eros can go hand in hand. It could, because now mania and eros, you know what that forms? That forms lust. And lust is not love at all. That's like it's like psychotic infatuation. You know what I mean? So those are the 8 types of love. I hope you guys have a better understanding on those types of love, and then you can kind of look into your relationship and see, okay, hey, this is where we're strong at, this is where we need work at. You know what I'm saying? So definitely look into those and see where you need to work in, where you need to put that work in at. And then if you if you have any of these loves and it's a good love, make sure you deepen it, condition it every day, work on it. Like how you go to the gym, you work out to condition your body. Well, it is possible for you to condition your love. So now let's talk about. So those are the 8 types of love. Now let's talk about love and lust. I want y'all to understand the difference between love and lust. The question is it love or is it lust? Can a relationship survive the bond? The can it survive beyond a sexual connection? Are you actually in love with somebody or just infatuated? These are questions that you have to ask yourself when you're dealing with somebody, man or woman, woman or man. It goes vice versa. It's not gender specific. This is for everybody. So let's explore the difference between love and lust. Okay, I pretty much already explained love. Let's explain lust right quick. Y'all kind of already know what lust is, but let me go into deep details according to the notes that I wrote down. This is just based upon my life experience. My almost 50 years on this planet. This is based upon my life experience of the differences between love and lust. Let's start with lust. Well, we all know that lust is it's intense sexual attraction to another person. It's pretty much lust is based upon sex. It's a sexual attraction. It's nothing else. You don't lust after a person's mind. You don't lust after a person's spirit. It is a sexual attraction. When you see, fellas, when you see a girl walking down the street, she got a fat butt, big chest, whatever the case may be. You want that. Some people would just look and keep it pushing, and no harm, no foul. Some guys will look, and that lust will turn it to the other forms of love that I mentioned, or the types of love that I mentioned. Mania being one of them. Next thing you know, you stalking somebody. You call them at different times of the day. You pop where you're not expected. You're not calling. You just showing up without calling. So lust can turn into a bevy of things, and it can become very, very dangerous. So we all know what lust is. It's an intense sexual attraction toward another person. At its best, lust can be the glue that draws us to the partner and allows us for a deep connection. That's at its best. So, in other words, lust can turn you to be attracted to this person, and then you get this person, and then it'll be a normal love. You know, that's at its best. But at its worst, when love is fueled by idealism, the ideology of something, the thought of somebody, and the projection of what we want to see in that person. I just want her because she had a certain body part. I want him because he have a certain body part. When it's on the surface, and you're not looking for a deep physical connection. You're not looking for a deep physical or spiritual connection or mental connection. Then it's just gonna linger on just regular lust, and it's gonna be lust at its worst. It's gonna be, I gotta hit that because she got a fat ass. I want to hit him because he looks like whatever dude a woman deems fine in today's society. So lust can be dangerous. It can be a dangerous misconception that ongoing lust is the expectation of a long-term relationship. Now, what I mean by that, movies like It's a Thin Line Between Love and Hate. Martin Lawrence's character, he lusted after this woman, Brandy, lusted after her, but he didn't want anything long-term. I just explained it up above. At its worst, he was fueled by the ideology of, damn, she looks good. She probably got the good cat. He found out, yeah, it was good. Everything was good. But she wanted more. So his lust fizzled out and her lust became more dangerous and deadly. He didn't want her. He didn't want her. She didn't want him at first. But then when she started lusting back after him, she started expecting a long-term relationship out of that lust. So guess what her lust grew into? You guessed it. Ding, ding, ding. Her lust grew into mania. So be careful with what you lust after, because lust can turn into obsession and mania. And when that happens, it becomes dangerous because you'll start to do anything. You start creeping people out, anything to get the object of your lust. Anything. Some people might get it and realize, it wasn't worth it. Some people might get it and not know how to let it go. So that's lust. So lust is an intense sexual attraction based upon sex. It's rooted in sex. Love, on the other hand, love is a bit more complex. I already said that love is not just a word, it's an action, of course. All these things are action because they lead to action. Love can lead to action. Lust can lead to action. But love is an attachment with a romantic partner. It involves affection, trust, acceptance of a person, flaws and all. Love encompasses all the 8 loves that I said in a minute ago, early in the broadcast. Love encompasses all of those things. Lust just encompasses one, mania. Now, love can encompass mania too, but that can be healed if the love is real. If a person understands the love, and the person that's the object of somebody else's love, if they can understand that, then they can work toward true love, and then it can grow. But you got to understand the differences between the two. Are you infatuated with her, or do you just like her because she got a fat ass? Are you infatuated with him? I mean, do you love this person? Do you think you can build something with this person? Or you just like her because of her ass? Do you love this person? Do you think you can build something with this person? Or you just like him because he got green eyes? See what I'm saying? So it's the difference between physical and attraction from deep within. Innate attraction, that's from deep within. Surface, or love that comes from the depth, a feeling of of a type of feeling that comes from deep within. So basically, love is deep within, lust surface. Ask yourself these questions. I wrote these questions down myself. I said, ask yourself these questions. Why are you interested in a relationship? Got to ask yourself these questions. Why are you interested in a relationship? Well, lust alone is interest in only in the partner sexually. When you lust after somebody, if you with them or you looking at them in a lustful way, if you're interested in a lustful type relationship, then lust alone is interest only in the person sexually. You don't care about anything else. But love is interested in getting to know the person over time. That's what love is. So lust, to answer the question both ways, lust is a person that you're only interested in sexually, but love is you're interested in getting to know that person over time. So that's the difference between lust when it comes to that question. Question number 2 I wrote down. Are you open to the hard work? Well, a person that's lust filled, lust is they're going to attempt to keep the relationship on an ideal level because they're looking at, once again, they're looking at the ideology of a person. She got a fat ass, big chest, whatever the case may be. He's got this, he got that, he got money, whatever the case may be. That's what lust is looking at. Love expands. Love is having the difficult conversations and exploring painful emotions and stuff like that. Shout out to my guy, Lakers in 5. Salute, salute. I'll talk about. So that's question number 2. Question number 3 I wrote down was, how do you feel about the person's flaws? Well, lust loses interest when they discover a person's flaws. Damn, I didn't know she had stretch marks. And damn, I didn't know she this or that. Or I didn't know she was a diabetic, whatever the case may be. See, remember I was telling you about surface? Lust is about the surface of something. So when something happens, when they see something that messes up their ideology about a person, and they realize that person ain't as perfect as they thought they would be, that person's out the door. They lose interest. That's lust right there. Love accepts a person positive and negative qualities right there. So love and lust will answer those questions differently. Okay, now number 4, um, does the relationship get better over time? Well, if you was answering it from a lustful standpoint, does the relationship get better over time? Lust is about immediate gratification, instant gratification. The world we live in today, we live in an instant gratification world. That's what lust is about. Gratify me right now. I want to feel good right now, right now, right now. But love answers it over time. It's about developing trust, developing commitment over a long period of time. And love is all sustaining. See, this goes into the 8 loves I told you up above. The godly love, agape, the universal love, the enduring love. You know what I'm saying? The philautia, that it encompasses all the different types of love. So that's how they will explain that for that question. Where's the thrill coming from? Lust says lust enjoys the fantasy and excitement of the interaction. Once again, it's physical fantasy, it's excitement, the ideology of something. What's ideal to them? Oh man, fat booty. Man, I wonder how I look out of them jeans. See, they're thinking about the idea. It's a thought that's manifested. It's going to be manifested in flesh. That's what they're looking for. That's what they're waiting for. Love feels risky and vulnerable because it involves opening yourself up and letting yourself be known. So that's where love feels the thrill in a risky way because it allows them to venture, venture to new things about themselves, letting themselves be known, letting themselves be vulnerable. And sometimes that can feel good. It can feel good in a refreshing way. You know what I'm saying? And lust just enjoys the thrill and excitement of the fantasy behind it. So that's how love and lust will explain it. If you ask love and lust the question, how secure do you feel in the relationship? Lust will say, well, I want to be impulsive and uh feel desperate. It's always a feeling of desperation. Like it's got to move fast. It's got to be impulsive. It's got to be off the wall. It's got to be eccentric. But how love answers it, love will say, love will tend to be steady and secure. Love wants to be steady and secure. Lust wants to be impulsive and desperate. So that's how they would answer the question as to how secure do they feel in the relationship. If you ask love and lust the question of, do you feel obsessed? Well, obsessed. There you go. Mania again, another type of love, the last type of love I wrote down. But do you feel obsessed? Love would answer the question like this. Well, lust is a high. It's a high. It can feel like an addiction, and it consumes all your mental space. It's all consuming because it's nothing to the imagination. Everything is like, I want it right here, I want it right there. And it's closely linked to infatuation. Lust is closely linked to infatuation. It's not necessarily infatuation, but it's closely linked to it. So asking the question as, do you feel obsessed? A lustful person would feel like an addict. It's not really love. They just feel like they like the high of it. You know what I mean? They're constantly searching for that high. That's why most people that are lustful are promiscuous. Remember that. Promiscuous people, they're like an addiction. They're like an addict. They keep going back for it. They're never going to get that same feeling that they had when they first started doing what they did. So they're always looking for another way to get that feeling. And they will never, and because they'll never get the same feeling, that feel good feeling that they had the first time, that causes them to endlessly look. They have an insatiable, unquenchable appetite, and that's not good. Last question I wrote down. When you're talking about, when you're asking love and lust these questions, the most important question is, in a relationship, is there longevity? How do lust view longevity? How do a loving person view longevity? A lustful person, it dissipates over time. Remember, I said up above. I've said up above. When the thrill is gone, that song by BB King, that's real. When the thrill is gone, that so-called love that the lustful person had, which in their way, that was never love, it was lust all the time, it dissipates over time because the thrill is gone. But is there longevity when it comes to love? A loving person will say love persists. It's all it's universal. It's that agape type of love. You understand how all these loves tie into the meaning and the differences between love and lust? All these different types of love tie into these meanings. And I want y'all to go back and really listen to the video so y'all can understand the different types of love. What are the stages of romantic love? Okay, I wrote that down in my notes. The stages of romantic love. Believe it or not, lust, right? Attraction and attachment. Now I'll go off the top of the head with that. If you got, ladies, if you have a boyfriend, or you have a boyfriend now, a husband, whatever the case, whatever he is now to you, there was something that drew you to that person. Oh man, look at his shoulders. Oh, look at his eyes. Oh, he got dimples. Oh man, he got curly hair. What something you lusted after that person, right? Now this is where it becomes good at, because it turns into something else. This is the only time lust becomes good, when it's on its high end. Lust can become a lasting love. You feel intensely driven to tear another person's clothes off. Man, I can't wait to get her in bed. Oh, I can't wait to get him in bed. You desire sexual gratification from that person. That's usually first when courting someone. Very rare that you find a person that love is first sight and they don't want to, they're not physically attracted to each other. Lust is a physical attraction first. So these are the starts of a romantic relationship, the three key stages. Not saying they always work like that, but these are the main stages. So lust first. Ooh, I want him. Ooh, I want her. Lust first. Then comes the attraction. You might not have been fully attracted to that person at first, or at least not everything about them. You might have just lusted after her butt, her chest, his money, his cars, his penis size, or whatever the case may be. But guess what? Now it's become an attraction. You can't think straight because you're fixated on your partner. You want them to be close all the time. Your friends are asking you where you've been. You're not sleeping well because you're thinking about him or her. You're rarely hungry because you're not thinking about anything but this person. You get butterflies in your stomach, the feeling of butterflies when that person is near. That's the attraction building. That's that dopamine. You know what I'm saying? Attraction is defined by changing levels of the neurotransmitters that's in your body, that's in your mind. Norepinephrine. You know what that is. Y'all know what dopamine is. You know what serotonin is. Those are the pleasure receptors. Things that you feel when you feel pleasure. Like when you get a bowl of ice cream on a hot day and you've been waiting for that ice cream all day, the dopamine in your mind is saying, yeah, this ice cream is good, huh? You know what I'm saying? Butter pecan, butterscotch, you know, raspberry sorbet, whatever the case may be. And you feel that, you start thinking, man, I can't wait to have it. You're attracted to it. You know what I'm saying? So lust is number one stage. Attraction is stage number two. Guess what? Guess what? The last stage is attachment now. Now you're attached. So you went through the lustful stages. That's the early stages of it. Okay, yeah, she looked good, he looked good. Okay, yada, yada, yada. Now you were attracted. Man, now I want to delve deeper into why this person looked good to me. Why they sound good to me. Why they feel good to me. And then after that, it comes the attachment. You feel a sense of calm and contentment. Uh, you hold your partner in mind, but not all the time. Not all the time, because now you know, okay, I got something to do. This person got things to do. So you're not preoccupied with this person, but you do have them on your mind a lot. You're focused on developing, growing with your partner. You easily make eye contact with them. You become openly and you become more openly with your expressions and your feelings and your thoughts, your needs, your anxieties. You talk to this person. You're more communicative to this person. That's the last stage of a relationship. And when you get through those last stages of a relationship, those stages of a relationship, then you can start building on the foundation of what type of love you guys are gonna share. That's what it boils down to. That's what it boils down to. So basically, the takeaway from all of this is if you're struggling to decide whether you're experiencing love or lust, you're not alone. Everybody's dealing with it because it's a natural thing. It's innately given in us. It's just like the fight or flight response that God gave every man and woman. You know what I'm saying? When you know there's something, when you know there's danger lurking, you already know, damn, either I'm gonna run or I'm gonna fight. Now, if I'm put into a position where I have to fight and I can't run, I'm gonna stand and fight. That's that fight or flight. Well, guess what? We have the feelings of love and lust in all of us. No matter how good or bad of a person you are, you will love or lust after something or both. But it always back to unconditional, what's unconditionally right for you. And if any of those type of loves is right for you, then you will display them, and it's gonna cause you to have successful relationships, and not just romantic relationships, business relationships, familial relationships, um, uh, um, partnerships, friendships, any type of relationship dynamic. If you can understand all those eight loves, then my friends, you will be on your way. So once again, let's quickly go back over the loves. For those of y'all that's just joining, you can always go back and listen into the simulcast. You can ask questions down below. If not, um, that's cool. You can always go back and listen to whatever you might have missed. Number one on my list is Eros. Eros, we all know that that's a passionate love. That's a physical love. Everybody, man, woman, child, we have all felt Eros before. Eros, these are all Greek words. Eros is a passionate love. Pragma, that's an enduring love. That's a love that stands the test of time. Where you see people married 60, 70 years, they don't even sleep in the same bed no more. They're still together. They still love each other. It's a pragmatic love. Pragma means practical. It's just supposed to happen. It's meant to happen. Number three, a ludus, Luds, a ludus type of love. That's a playful love. That's love. You chase your wife around the house, she chase you around the house, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? That's a ludus type of love. Me and my girl have it. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that may be married, they might have it. You know what I'm saying? It's a playful type of love. It's a flirtatious type of love. And guess what? Just because you're in a relationship, it's not too late for you to flirt with your significant other. I do it all the time. Trust me. I come in the kitchen, I see my girl in the kitchen cooking fries or making a steak or whatever she's doing. I might walk by and pop her on the butt. That's a ludus type of love. It's a friendly type of love, a flirtatious type of love, and it's never too late to have that, even if you are married. You're supposed to have that in a relationship. Agape, the most powerful love there is, the love that you've all heard before. You've all heard agape. These other loves you haven't heard. I'm pretty sure you haven't. But agape isn't a universal love or a godly love. That's the love that God has for us. We can have that love unconditionally for our children. An agape love, a universal love, or a godly love. My mother called it a godly love. It's an unconditional love. That's number four. Number five, philia. Philia is a deep friendship or a deep admiration for something. You admire something. You know what I'm saying? It's it's something that it can almost border on mania, or it can turn into mania. It can be rooted in lust. So philia is one of the weaker types of love because it's not really, it's more of an admiration for something. You admire something, but you might not necessarily deep down love it. So philia pretty much like a deep friendship or admiration type love. Philautia, that's a self-love. You know what I'm saying? You feel you're confident in your abilities to play basketball, football, hockey, soccer. You're confident in your abilities to cook. You don't think you're the best cook in the world, or you don't think you're the only great cook in the world, but you know how good you are. So, so yeah, definitely philautia. That's a self-love. That's a love that we all have. You know what I'm saying? DJ says it down there. He said, "Oh yeah, I do that too." He was talking about the he was talking about the ludus, the playful love. Yeah, he's married. When you're married, you do that. You come to it just for no reason at all. You see her, you know what I'm saying? She might just have some sweats on, smell like Fabioso, just walking around the house. And you just decide, you want to, this your way of showing playful love. Like it's good to keep that in a relationship. It's good to keep that going in a relationship. You don't want the relationship to go stale. So those of us who are married or who are just in deep relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend, you're gonna play with your significant other, and you should. It's very healthy. Trust me. So philautia, that's a self-love. Love yourself. Be confident in yourself. And if you're not, meditate, boost yourself, do things whereby you treat yourself good. Treat yourself to a spa, ladies, fellas. Go have a beer at the bar by yourself. You ain't even got to go with the homies. That's a philautia type love, self-love, getting to know yourself, oneself. Have love for yourself. Storge, that's a familial love. You love your family. You love your siblings. You love your brother. You love your cousin. You love your sister. You love your mama, your daddy, your grandmama, whatever the case may be. Little dog in the family. You're the family hamster. You know what I'm saying? The family turtle, the goldfish. You love it. It's a familial love or a friendship that from childhood that you've known since childhood. Those are familial type loves. You've been somebody you've been close to. You like a brother to, or hell, you don't even have to know them from childhood. You can meet somebody 5 months ago, and then y'all have a bond that's so tight. You've never argued about anything that you be like, you know what? He's my brother. I'm your brother. I have a storge type of love for some of my members on my channel. People that show me love. They call me Uncle Major, Big Major. They call me Big Brother. That's a storge type of love. That's a familial love. So get to know that, y'all. And the last one, mania. That's an obsessive love or lustful love, codependent or toxic. It's you got to be careful with that type of love. So that goes without saying. So now that you guys know the different types of love, understand the loves that you do have, the loves that you exhibit in your day-to-day relationships in life, whether they be romantic, business, or platonic or familial. Understand those type of loves. And if you're lacking in love, please work on building it up. But in order to love anybody in any way, you've got to love yourself first. Until next time, y'all, thank y'all for popping up to my monologue. I hope y'all learned something tonight. This is what I do. I'm more than just a bodyguard, more than just security, more than just a protector. But the knowledge that I've amassed in my almost 5 decades on this planet came from different people older than me, some people that may have been younger than me. I am a sponge of knowledge. There's nothing that I won't learn. Now, we don't know everything. We're never going to know everything. No one ever is. But when it comes to knowledge and information and understanding that knowledge and being able to relate it to you guys and convey it to you guys, I'm your man. And this is the channel to do it on. Major Level Entertainment. Once again, like, share, subscribe if you're new to this channel for more content. Subscribe. Be the first to get that, hit that notification bell. Know when I'm going live every time I go live, y'all. Thank y'all for your support. Shout out to H. Davis. Shout out to my guy, Lakers in 5. Go subscribe to Lakers in 5 right now when you get off of listening to me. Go subscribe to Laker Girl right now when you're not listening to me. My guy, Lewis, thank you for showing up, man. Yeah, it's only 2 people in here watching, but you know what? That's fine. I'm very, very grateful. My mother always said, a constant drip creates a river. And that's what I do whenever I in one of my shows. I'm gonna always give a quote. My mother said, "Oh man, I wish you guys could have met her. She was so amazing in her wisdom and knowledge was just so it was just something that was something the Lord made for real, for real. So, but I live on through her. Her knowledge lives on through me, and I share it with you guys. So she said, a constant drip creates a river. 2 viewers, 42 subs. No problem. I'm not looking to get rich off of this. I'm looking to bring knowledge and information to people that may have never heard any of these things that I'm talking about. Well, guess what? If it's out there and it's to be talked about, Major Level Entertainment is the place to be. Live from the 504. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for showing up, showing some love, always supporting. This is what I'm talking about. We got to support each other. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I bid you a good night. Please go check out Lakers 5. He is on live right now. I know where I'm going to be at. You know what I'm talking about? I'm going over there. I might not pull up to the panel. I'm going to let somebody else cook tonight. But I'm going to go over there and definitely show my love and support before I head on to work tonight. So, yeah, thank you. Thank you, Lakers 5, man. You know what I'm saying? Say, you know, I'm supporting you, big bro. Appreciate it, man. And I'm a gracious person, man. I don't care if it's one person listening. I'm still going to bring y'all what was put on my heart to bring y'all and put on my mind to bring y'all tonight. So when you get some time and you're not listening to sports or anything like that, or you at work, whatever you're doing in life, please go back and listen to this simulcast, yo. I promise you, you're going to learn something. And if you don't learn anything, please tell me when you see me or you hear me, and I'll take it down. I'll take it down because that means I didn't do my job. But I hope at least one person heard what I was saying and learned something tonight. Till next time, y'all, Major Level Entertainment. God bless y'all, and I'm out.